Hello, my name is Theodore, and today I want to present my business idea, which is a sports store. The name of my business is Runners Need, and I hope you guys like it. I come up with the idea to set my own sports store. The sports store will sell a range of equipment for different sports such as football, cricket, basketball, and lacrosse. We want to sell a range of equipment such as maybe like shin pads, sportswear like shin pads, mouth guards, and just the little accessories for sports, and sometimes a few trainers as well. But nothing of the major scale, not like the major Nike brands or the major Adidas. Just want to keep it small bases, but focus more on the accessory side of sports. But but from besides selling sport gear and equipment, my store will have a physiotherapy clinic inside of it to help treat people who participate in sport, whether they play at an amateur level, such as maybe a Sunday league football thing, or maybe they play at a pro level. Maybe they play basketball in a worldwide sport on a worldwide level. I want to treat everyone the same, and I want to give everyone the same feeling, the same experience. The reason I want to set up a sport business is because I'm a sport fanatic myself. Growing up, I've always had a massive passion for sports, and it's always been something that's just always been a way for me to express myself, and I've always wanted to be part of the business, whether it's by playing the sport for 12 years or so, or just by selling equipment or selling. I just want to set up a sport business to have my influence on sport. We also offer and sell injury prevention products, and offer advice on top sports stars. What I want to do is get a couple facts from sports stars, just little phrases, sentences, just post around the shop. I think will be beneficial because when you see expert opinion, you believe a bit more. What I want to do is, get these sports stars to just come in, or to not even come in, just get a few quotes on them and just place it around the store, just to inspire people, inspire customers, and make them believe like we really are top notch, and we know what we're doing. We are associated with these sports stars, and they're offering their advice, and that's what we're trying to give to them. My USP, my unique selling point, the selling point of my business is that we're a shop where people are allowed to try and trainers and experience real life situations. For example, what we want to do is I want to set up a little lab at the back of the shop, and customers who have issues, maybe they feel a bit of pain when they're running, or they're not really comfortable how they run. What we want to obviously give them a pair of trainers their size and put them on treadmill and analyze how they run. What we then do is offer them advice, what sort of trainers they should be buying to help them run. Believe it or not, not everyone can just buy the same pair of trainers and go out running the next day. Some people have different types of feet, and maybe the way they run, their style of running, maybe the leg lands differently. And what we want to do is analyze that and help customers, make the best choice for them. We want customers to leave here feeling like they've actually been, dealt with, and they've been analysed properly. And now that when they're running now, they see a difference because of us. Another selling point of my business is that there'll be a physio clinic in the store set up for the athletes, professional or not, like I said earlier. We want to treat athletes of different levels, but treat them all the same. We want everyone to have this sort of 5-star experience, whether you play football on a 5-a-side Sunday, on a weekend, on the weekdays, or you are a real professional netball player. We want everyone to come in and go through rehab for their injuries and just feel the same, have the same experience. Everyone's equal. We want to treat everyone the same. The reason why my store is unique is because there isn't a sports store where you can treat injuries and buy merchandise in the same place. For example, a Nike store, Adidas store. You can buy the trainers, you can buy the gear and whatnot, but there's no way you can treat your injuries for a sports star. You can only go there to buy the stuff, and you'd have to treat injuries by going to a private physio clinic or going to doctors. A private physio clinic. It has no offense to them. Sometimes it is very expensive. What we want to do is just keep everything in the same place. We want customers to turn around and see that, oh wait, I can go get advice just by turning around and see I can go talk to someone and get advice and treat my injuries, and that's what we want to do. We want to offer the best of both worlds in one place. And like I said, just treat everyone the same. Treat every recreational athlete or whoever else like a professional. My long-term mission plan is for my business to be the best. My long-term mission plan is my business to be the number one sports retailer in the UK. What I want to do is open 1 or 2 stores here in London and work my way up from there. Of course, it'll take time. I know that, but obviously gradually, making a business, the whole aim is to make a profit. Or making a profit, opportunities come with making a profit, and opportunities is open other branches. What I want to do is open a couple more branches across the UK, and maybe even another 10 years time, 15 years time, you know, open a few branches in Europe. But the main goal for me now is to set up business in London, do well, make profit, and like I said, opportunities come with that, and hopefully open a few more stores or branches across the UK. Competition, yeah, leading on. Our business is a sports store, which can make all sports to my competitors. And I decided to open a store in Oxford Circus. Reason being is because Oxford Circus is the main tourist attraction of London. You know, and it's where just even local citizens love to go there, and tourists love to go there as well. And you want to put your place where a lot of eyes will be, and I believe a lot of eyes will be there to see my business. It just makes perfect sense to put it there. When you have something, you want everyone to see it. Whether they're just looking around, they'll be fascinated by what they see, and hopefully influence them, make a purchase in the store. According to Edgar Cooper, editor at the Times, the three competitors for me, with my similar sort of business in London, are Sweatshop, Run and Become, and Profi. I believe this is where my USB comes in. I believe there's a unique selling point that will help me. My store will have a physio clinic inside of them. I believe this would be something beneficial because it's something that new customers haven't experienced. You've never really experienced buying, you know, buying sports stuff and then getting professional advice in the same place and being analysed and going through health all in the same place. Like I said, it's a much cheaper service than going to a private clinic. And that's what I want to do. I just want to offer something different that's not out there, and I believe I can really benefit from that. As you can see, here's my financial plan. It's just something I've sort of drew together. You know, estimates of if I do run this business. I've got some things like the rent of the building, the wages I pay for the staff, telephone bill, motor expensive. It's just a little scenarios I've created for myself. To give you guys an estimate and myself an estimate how much money I would be putting in and how much money I'll be taking out. With the cash book receipt. And the market research. There are two major ways in which I can carry out market research. These two methods are qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative research will give me an idea how much money customers spend in other stores, and I can get this information either through primary research or secondary research. And the qualitative research will focus on how potential customers think and behave. I want to setting the prices for my products and services. I want to know before what is the ideal price that customers, or what is the average price that people spend when they buy equipment or when they do physiotherapy. I want to find that out to set my prices, because at the same time I don't want to set it too cheap and then everyone realizes, wow, you could be doing it for a bit more, and I don't want to set it too high when people believe the price is extraordinary, rather just go to somewhere else to do it. I want to put it just of course you want to find a perfect balance. That's what I want to do. I find a perfect balance and just offer the customers, let them see that, oh wow, that what I'm seeing here, I know I won't find it anywhere else. And the quality research, just to focus, to see how customers think and behave. If I can figure out what customers think, it can help me to set the business, because I know what customers are thinking these days. As time changes, customers think things change. For example, people don't really like to go to cinema anymore. They like to buy or watch online or buy DVDs. It's figuring out what the new market or what people are thinking now to try and match their needs. So primary research, for example, be focus groups. Getting a different range of people in and asking them open questions. It's like questions. Asking many people, I get a variety of answers, which is beneficial for me, because different people, obviously different backgrounds and things, they have different answers. They look for different things. I know I can't match everyone's demands, which I wish I could, but being able to see what other people are looking for and give me an idea of what I can add to my store to see what I can do to match a few people. If I can add it, maybe I have to think about it. If I can't, it'll be something to have in mind just maybe later on in the future. And the secondary research, I could draw material that's collected from other organisations to provide market information. Example would be demographic data. It's collected by agencies that see how young customers or old customers think when they're in the store, based on their life stage. I can get this data from stores like Nike and Adidas to help me give me an idea what kind of customers come into stores and buy. Although because I have a branch of Circus, demographic data will be different, from say if I had one in Westfield or if I had one in East London. And it means different stores will be slightly different, but just to get a broad idea of what, how customers think and behave. There's a few drawbacks to the market research, of course. Going to small business online, there are several factors that take into consideration when trying to research. Of course, the cost to get research. Some organisations or private agencies won't be willing to just give up. Really, they might set a price for me to get this sort of data. This is one thing I take into consideration. Am I willing to pay the money to get this sort of data? Of course, but it may come at a hefty price. And getting large information as well that comes with it as well, and also human errors as well. Am I adding up the data myself and doing analysing the figures myself? Human error can play a part. It's in the name. Human error, it can happen, and this can give me maybe tiny false information, not purposely, but I could give myself false information and make a decision based off false information that could affect me in the long run. And sometimes numerical data could be biased. Some stores may boost up the figures a bit to make it seem like they're doing a better job. No one in specific, but these things could happen. It's something I have to take into consideration as well. And if the business, they're not too happy with the figures, they might say in general that they are doing better. If I take this information and use it, I may start to think that I'm not doing too well and should I change something, whereas the truth is, maybe I'm doing better than the store I got the information from, and I've just changed things for no reason, which also have a negative effect on me. But as you can see, my business, what I want to do is I want to create a sport business. I want to make a difference in the sport industry, and I know sometimes it can be draining, especially starting a small business, being by myself, hiring staff. I start small, to be fair, but I'll be gradually making profit opportunities come and more chances arise as well by making a franchise and making it a massive organisation. I hope you like my presentation, and thank you.